Okay, yeah, we were talking about the pound, the euro pound. So we are short that pound, but if you recall, we were talking about something that happened with the pound. The pound had a very strong short covering rally, a big move against the dollar, and it had an explosive move. The same thing we had with the euro against the US dollar, but as you can see here, that even both the euro and the pound had a short covering rally against the US dollar, but the euro pound has declined tremendously, had a big down day. Even both currencies were strong vis-a-vis the dollar, but the euro was much weaker than the pound. So let me put the chart for the pound for you. And you can see how explosive and a big range that pound dollar was. If I put the chart for the euro dollar, you can see, yes, it was a positive day, but it was a slightly narrower than the move that we had in the pound dollar. Therefore, the outcome of euro versus pound, these are the pound versus the dollar, the euro versus the dollar. So now the net result of the euro versus the pound would be this, because the pound is much more stronger, or was much more stronger, and has given us a much bigger move against the dollar. So that is the outcome of the euro pound. So we should, some of you are short from the last few days, the euro pound, we should stay with it. The only thing I have is that this is a little bit of a distressed close, so I want to make sure that we take it, that we have the continuation. As you can look at the chart, the intraday, this is a magnificent, well structured chart, making momentum lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower lows, and right now we are sitting at the new momentum low. If you look at the daily chart, we are coming towards, let me put a cleaner chart for you. I put this because it doesn't have any lines, so that you can see, get a clearer image of what is happening with the euro pound. And without me putting any lines, I think it is self-evident for all of us that we are now having a major structural failure to the downside, and that is the beginning of a bear market for the euro pound. That is your structural point, which is the 80.66, which is the one that we have been trading. And right now we have just capitulated to the downside. And technically on the chart, this is the weekly chart. That is, again, this is the beginning, as I said, of a major trend change, and that is the beginning of a bear market for the pound and the euro pounds, and that should be one of the trades that we should be holding on to. And your next, let's call it support area. We're not going to call it a structure point or whatever, we're just going to call it a possible support area. Somewhere around the 76.92. 76.92. That would be your next support area. So as a long-term traders or position traders who have this, you should be looking for a continuation to the downside until it gets to the 76.92, and that what again establishes the weakness that's structurally in the euro. So if you look at the euro dollar, you can see pretty much the same setup. There is your structural point, and we broke below it. If you look at the euro Aussie, pretty much in La La Land, nothing but air underneath it. If you look at the euro CAD, again, this is your historical low here, which is the 123, 124.8, 124.48. So having one positive day in the euro is not going to change the trend or should change our bias. We should be maintaining our bias in it, and therefore going back to the euro pound, which is the one that we're discussing, the only concern I have right now is to initiate, and that concern is only to initiate new shorts, not for the ones that have an existing short, which most of us have been taking, is we are going to go short when it takes out the low of the day, which is the 78.56. Okay, and our structural long short point again is the 79, I think 42. I'm just going to double check the number in a minute, but let's say the 79. Let me get the chart and see. The 79, 76.92. Okay, and if I'm taking it a short right now, I'm going to, this is for the day trade, guys, I'm placing my stop above 78.75. Okay, that's for the short stop, for the short-term position. For the long, the only place that we can begin to buy it is the 78.92. That will be a minor structural point on the intraday chart. So we're going to buy it above 78.92. And our stop, if I'm buying at 78.92, my stop is going to be 78.75, the same as the short. So my long and short stops is one and the same, and my structural long point is going to be the 80.66, which is the big number for the euro pound. So for the euro pound, I'm going to go long above 78.92. If I do, I have a structural long point at 80.66, and my stop is going to be the 78.75. I'm resting on the wrong position about 20 pips. Going short, we're going to go short below the low of the day, 78.56, and I have a big structure point at 76.92, and my stop on that short position is the 78.75. Okay, that is the euro pound. Let me save that.